Welcome back, everybody. We're here with another MGLA recap video from Nationals 2024 or 5. My name is Constantine, Pringlesman123 on the Discord, and today I am joined by a well-known member of the community. If you've been to any event, you've likely seen him in Top Cuts, the Jacob Johnson.
Hi, that's me.
Yep. How you feeling, Jake?
Pretty good.
Nice.
Doing good right now.
Nice. Yeah, we get to talk about Universes. About the fun stuff. So I'm sure people watching are familiar with the format, and I know you've seen some of them where we're gonna recap what happened with you at Nats, but sort of I like having a broad theme for these videos, right? And so seeing as this is your first video on the channel, I was thinking it'd be cool to sort of look at your Universes journey and how you joined the team.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah. And so starting with that, just kind of your background, right? Like, you've been playing Universes for a while, right? Sort of like, when did you start playing and how'd that come about?
Yeah, I've been playing for a long time now. I started with a Caden 2-dot starter deck in 2015, I think.
Oh, wow.
And that was just, he said, play blank cards, you get momentum, and then you can powerful 3 one of them at some time in the game.
We've never seen a character like that in the past year.
It was just a very bad version of Ryukyu. Yeah. But I started with that just to learn, but I was still in high school and I did theater and choir and I was busy all the time and I wasn't really playing. I hit college and then I started playing a lot more with Tam. He's kind of the person I played a bunch with when I first started playing the game, and my brother Mason. And I built a Pharaohman deck that played, 12 1-checks and 8 2-checks. I didn't think I had a single 3-check in my deck. And that's all I played for like 4 or 5 months when I first was learning the game. Then I learned how to build like real decks. But that deck was a blast. I mean, I started on a Monday playing competitively. And then I went to an event that weekend. I got top 8.
Nice.
And then we went to Nationals that year. Me, Barrett, and Mason played teams. We made top 8 in teams, and we all 3 made top 8 at the event. So it was pretty awesome for our first Nationals. That's like make top 8 in everything. Yeah. So that's kind of when I first started. And I've been playing for a long time. I want to say I've had a lot of meta-defining things happen in the game throughout the years. First time Big Shot Punch and Judy's happened was at Reno PTC where I built a deck and then Barron said, well, I can't beat this with anything, so I'm going to build your exact deck and put a different character over it. Because I was like, well, okay. So we did that. Black Dog's Fangs. I was talking to Jason, who printed the card at the pre-release of that event. He was in Omaha. And I said, hey, let me play against you with this Pokemon deck right here. He said, what? How are you going to play a Pokemon deck against me? I said, just imagine all of these are 2/5, no blocks, foundations. I don't care. They don't have any text. They're just blank. Nope. There's no blocks on them.
Okay.
And so I just played a Black Dog's Fang infinitely on him on turn 1. And he said, what? I said, yeah, you need to fix that card.
It's a really good Pokemon deck, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know. There's just been a lot of cool, interesting things. I played a long time with Mark Tyner. He doesn't really play as much anymore, but he has character cards in the game. He's won a lot of stuff too. Me and him played for probably 2 years straight, just like non-stop playing. And we built a lot of meta decks. We won a lot of events in those 2 years. That's where I won my World Championship and my National Championship in that time. 2018 was like a training arc, I feel like. So much stuff happened. Barrett won that year, which was really cool. I played Quan Chi for a long time of that year, and then it got hit right before the event I was going to play in. And so then I picked up Liu Kang and played it, and I went undefeated in teams that year. We got second at teams at that Nats. And went undefeated. It was really cool. I should have played it for singles. I don't know why I didn't. But I played Metal Man because it was his last time. going to be played. He was like my favorite character ever. He said whenever you hit someone with an attack, it builds at the end of the turn. So all your attacks are foundations. So you can just slam all these little guys at your opponent and build them.
Yeah.
But that was really... I played that and I lost to Barrett. So he won the whole event. So it was okay. I made top 8 at that Nets too. So that was really cool.
But so... yeah, you have a very long history with this game, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could keep the game for a while.
We gotta fast forward a little bit, at least to the past year. So you have all this experience with Universus, and you choose to join Team MGLA, I believe last year, right?
Yeah, I kind of joined towards the beginning. So you guys were King's Court originally, and I was playing with Unfun Stuff. I kind of had my own team in the beginning, and then that all didn't work out. And then I joined Unfun Stuff because a lot of my friends are part of it, and I just wanted to support a store. And then I was just on Discord playing League of Legends with Frank and Justin a lot, and they were like, "Why aren't you on our team, dude?" So I was like, you know what? If you give me a jersey, why not? I mean, like, Unfun Stuff, we weren't playing as much anymore. Kind of going through some stuff. So, like, I was like, well, I'm not technically, like, contracted or anything. I could put a jersey on and be on your team. And, I mean, like, I like all your guys' energy, and you guys actually care about the game a lot, which is, like, not the same vibe I got from other teams. Like, I joined the Discord, and right now we have 10 people just sitting on Discord playing. One person's playing a game, and they're all watching. Yeah. That's wild to me. At all times. That's every night of the week, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So, like, that's so cool. That's the main reason I really wanted to join. And you're all my friends now, so why would I not play the game with my friends? But
yeah. A lot of people have talked about League of Legends being a part of the start of this team, like joining it.
It's not a good thing. It's not a good sign, guys. Don't accept that as our intro, but if you play League, just let us know, and maybe we'll hit up some black and red jerseys, right?
If you can withstand League, then you can withstand the team community, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so like, I mean, it's really awesome to hear that about the sort of the energy we bring, right? Because like, same for me, where I'm not from Massachusetts, I'm from New York. I joined the team. Kind of similar time, I think, as you. Just
it was around this. It's the same event, I think. It was at that Nats, right? That you chose to.
Well, like it was like right after Nats, 2024. I think 3.
I think mine was Vegas. The next event, which was Vegas, I think, or something. That's when they asked me, but
yeah, just sort of that like really positive energy and a lot of passion for the game that kind of like draws us all together, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And sort of like continuing on the timeline, right? So now you've joined the team, and I'm fast forwarding a little bit just to sort of get to the main event, Nats, right? And so going into Nats, like, what were your thoughts on the format, and sort of where'd you land on your deck list?
Okay, so I have been playing this game, as we said, for a long time. And I was looking at the meta for this event, and I said, well, I have Ymir, which, if I draw attack cards, I think I can beat almost any deck in the game, minus Godzilla. I don't think a lot of people were going to play it, so I said... And honestly, I don't think Godzilla is that amazing against the other meta decks, so I didn't think anyone would actually, like, want to go into a 9-round event playing Godzilla. So I'm like, well, I have the most practice on Ymir. My deck's consistent. I'm just going to go into the event and play that. And I think I can go X2 and I make tops. The goal is just to make tops. I didn't actually care about top 8ing or winning the event. I didn't like practice enough to go into this event to be like, hey, this is the event I'm winning. I honed all my sauce for this event.
You went into the hyperbolic time
I've been
chamber.
working on another deck for Worlds. Like, I have another deck I'm bringing to Worlds that's nothing to do with that, and that's all I tested for 3 weeks before Nats. Like, I didn't even test Ymir, really. I had other people playing it and I'm like, hey, is this deck still good? Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, I'll play it. I didn't even look at it, really. So, I mean, like, the hard part was that the two events were really close to each other, and I cared more about playing at Worlds because, like, I top 3'd the LCQ last year playing a Comley Woods deck that was, like, thrown together the day before. And I just think I could probably easily make top 8 at that thing again. That was my thought process. And I was thinking there's going to be, like, 8 to 10 spots. Luckily, there is 8. I mean, we found that out now. But 8 to 10 spots were going to be out there because there's no way 30 people are going to be like, oh, yeah, we'll drop all that money just to go to this event. So that was my thought process with it, and I just planned for that event mostly. So going into Nats, honestly, I didn't practice enough, but it was really cool to do well. I saw a bunch of cool decks. Like, my run-through was only, like, 4 meta decks and 5 decks that I was not expecting to play against. So it was kind of cool to see in a 9-round tournament that way. But
yeah, and I guess that's a good pivot to sort of, like, get into the rounds of day 1, day 2. One interesting thing I want to say, at least before this, I was surprised you played 7 Chaos decks of the 9 rounds that you played.
Yes.
And, like, I know Chaos is good, but that was surprising to me just to be like, holy shit, 7 rounds of this?
I literally said if I see another Determined Advance, I'm throwing my deck across the room. I'm just happy the last Chaos deck I played against didn't play that card. I literally said, you're my favorite human.
Nice.
I had seen that card played so many times against me in the 2 days, and I said, oh my god. Good thing I play a 0 mid-block. Like, Jesus Christ.
I am sick of this shit. So, like, so day 1, right, we have the 4 rounds. What was that like for you?
So day 1 started off really well. I played against a Mimic. He said he'd been playing the game for a while, but his deck was not really, like, priced high, if that makes sense. Like, he played a lot of, like, the more common versions of some cards that you could be playing. Like, it was a Mimic deck with no Walk the Dogs.
Yeah.
It didn't have, like, the expensive cards in it. It had the Colossal Detonation still, but it was playing, like, the Dangerous Gambit and playing all the little 4 divs to, like, just loop the little assets and put them on your board. And as Ymir, I didn't really have to care about that too much because he didn't have a lot of defense. So I flip my character and he kind of takes 25 in one hit. So
yeah.
Especially on the recoup time version that I was playing, I wasn't playing the, like, Yahtzee shot, I called it Casino Ymir that everyone else was playing, but the 5 diff, I just played, like, consistent. I'm going to gain, like, 5 life during this turn, and every move's for 30. So I can kill Recovery Girl. So I built my deck. I mean, I was playing against Corey, so I'm like, I have to kill Recovery Girl somehow.
Yeah. And recuperation time in that deck was crazy. I got to play some games with it. It's
actually nuts.
Yeah.
I stole so many games from people. I said, oh, this 6 diff is for your whole life. Oops.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the defense of it, too, just, like, both gaining life, like, and damage reduction. Like, it was crazy.
If you respond to Best Buddies, gain, like, 4 life and minus 12 damage on play of something, you're like, oh, oops.
Yeah. You're not killing me anymore. Wow, surprise.
Yeah.
But also in the day 1 run, I want to get back to is you kind of had, like, the gauntlet right out of the gate, right? Because
I did. So it went, this guy I've never met into Keenan Meadows, who is a very well-known player.
Yes.
He asked me to borrow cards right before the event too, which is really funny for his deck. But I've known Keenan for so long now, and it was just a good match. He saw my deck and he said, I'm taking this list. And I said, oh, okay. But it was against a Rodan. I mean, it was just the Void Punch stuff that it was before with Trigrabs and, like, Ice Sword Execution and stuff. So it had cards in the deck to beat my deck, but it just wasn't defensive enough to, like, ever live through a turn on turn 3 or 2. And I honestly saw, like, the crazy hands against him. Both games, I think I flipped on turn 2 and swung, like, 4 attacks for his whole life at him. So it was actually wild against him. But we played 5 matches in our 1 hour.
Like, even after you guys finished the set, you were like, let's play some games?
We just kept playing matches. I think we made it through, like, 4 or 5 matches.
Holy.
Yeah, we were playing quick, but
yeah.
He wanted to learn the deck so he could probably play it later.
That makes sense. Well, so you were playing your deck, he was playing his deck again, right? Like, you guys didn't swap? Or?
Yeah, he just wanted to see it played.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But so that was actually a really cool match. And then I fought Kevin Broberg right after that.
Yeah.
So Kevin and me, when we played back in the day, I had a very good winning record against him. And since we've hit My Hero, I have not beat him once. No, that's a lie. I did beat him once at Gen Con with Tokiyami loot box, the loot box Tokiyami deck that I had built.
Like Monster Battle?
Yeah, like with all the Luster Battle and all the fire triggers. Yeah. So I did beat him with that when he was playing Mimic at Gen Con that year, but that's the only time I think I've beat him since My Hero started. I played him at almost every event. I feel like he knocked me out of Atlanta in the last round. And then I fought him again earlier this year. He was my one loss before Tobbs. Or that year. And then the year before I fought him like 3 more times. I said, Jesus, I only play against you. So he was playing Godzilla. So I went into this tournament saying, every Godzilla I fight just has a free 2-0 against me. I don't care. If I fight 3 Godzillas, I wasn't destined to top this event. That's literally what I said going into the tournament. And he crushed me. I got exploded. There was one time I thought I was going to kill him. He didn't blow my board up when I was at 7. And I held new training method in my hand. And then I drew 6 attacks off the top. Didn't have one to build down with it. Played a move, played a rejuve, drew 2 more attacks, and I said, dude, you are destined to beat me. This game just doesn't want me to win.
Yeah.
So that was rough. But
I mean, if you're gonna lose to anybody, at least losing to Broberg is like pretty good tiebreakers.
I said, hopefully you win out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Round 4, I was slightly mad about losing, so I kind of played I call it played angrily. Meaning like I just played my turn really fast and just forced my opponent to play quick because I wanted to be done. And it was against a Burt, I believe. That was the Burt round.
Did I have the wrong... I had that you played against the Fiery Emir.
No, I did not play against the Fiery Emir. I played against a Bertolt this round.
All right, my bad. That's okay.
So I fought a Death Burt deck. It was someone that I know's friend. That's about it. I don't remember his name, but I have played him. I think I've played him before. I think he's the one who played Nomu at Worlds last year and beat my ass when I was playing Kamui Woods. I'm pretty sure that's the same person when I saw him. But I didn't want to be wrong, so I didn't say, hey, are you the guy that beat my ass playing Nomu last year at Worlds? But I was pretty sure it's that guy. He's playing Burt. My deck had an amazing Burt matchup, so I really didn't care too much about Burt since I could turbo get to 9 really easily before he could. So I mean it was a pretty easy 2-0 at that point. But
yeah. And then you flip on your turn before he gets to transform, right? Just kill him.
I would just flip him and kill him on the same turn because he didn't block a single move. He didn't try and block. He just said, "Hey, you got it." I'm like, okay. I mean, it's only 30.
I can find that.
Yeah, I can find it on 2 moves.
Yeah. And so this is all day 1, right? It's 4 rounds day 1. You end 3-1, I think, right?
Yeah, 3-1 is what I ended. And I told Kevin, I'm like, you better win out.
Yeah.
Hopefully. He went 4-0 day 1, but he lost 3 in a row the next day or something. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was day 1. And then it was a good day. I mean, X1 is still good going into day 2.
Yeah, 100%.
Because then you just have to do the same thing the next day, right?
Yeah. And how do you feel about the 2-day split? I don't know if they've done this before for a Universus event or a UFS event where you guys have, Swiss scattered about Friday, Saturday.
So they haven't done it that drastically. The biggest one was the Nats before where they did 6 rounds and then 2 rounds the next day or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the biggest change. So doing the 2 days was a bit weird. It kind of ruined my weekend if I'm not gonna lie. So I went with my friends that we all wanted to go out clubbing and have fun in town. And I almost felt like having to play both days, I lost Thursday night. Yeah. Because I wanted to be prepared for both days.
Yeah.
So I feel like I lost a night of hanging out with my friends and doing stuff. For a vacation trip.
Yeah, because you want to make sure you get enough sleep and actually wake up on time for, the main event.
Yeah, exactly. And that was my only qualm with it. I really don't mind playing both days. I mean, you're there to play the game, right? And they wanted to get the special side events, have a time slot for them and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think some of the side events were as spoken about. I didn't even know there was a spotlight event happening.
Which spotlight event? Because there was a couple.
All of them.
You didn't know any of them?
I knew the AOT one was happening. I did not know they were doing the other two. I only saw any advertisement for the AOT one. And I didn't want to do that because I wanted to go eat dinner on Friday night.
Yeah.
And I already made plans. But I had a retro deck on me, which was cool. But
nice.
Yeah. But I'll get into that later. That doesn't matter. Right?
Yeah. We'll get there whether end of day 2 or day 3, whenever retro was.
Day 3.
Gotcha. But yeah, so
no, day 2. Day 2 is retro. Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting close to it. So moving then into that, right? We start Swiss day. Yeah, we're continuing Swiss in day 2. We have 5 rounds that day? How's your experience with it?
5 rounds. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And so how was your experience with that?
So day 2 starts and I said, okay, another day of not running into Godzilla. First round, Godzilla. I don't remember the guy's name. He was nice. That's all I remember. I got to in fucking 8 minutes or something. It didn't matter. I got exploded. He blew my board up. He did play a really cool combo. He played that 2-diff that says your hand size is increased by 1 at the start of your turn. So he could blow my board up and then build 4 afterwards. And I said, oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty sweet.
But it felt like I won the die roll. He built. I poked him with a rejuice smash and built to 8. Mm-hmm. And he blew my board up, and then he got to go first because he had 4 cards built. And I said, oh, okay, I'll restart. And then he played determined something else, and I exploded.
Yeah, not much you're gonna do against that. Yeah.
That's how every Godzilla game goes for me. They always draw the nuts after they blow the board up.
Yeah, but thankfully, I'm spoiling it a bit. I believe we did not run into any more Godzillas, right?
Absolutely. That's how we made tops. I literally said, I have not lost a single game to any deck but this stupid Godzilla deck. And then I lost a game to this next deck that I fought. So I was like, oh. I fought Devil Jin next under Chaos, another Chaos deck.
Yeah.
What a surprise. It was really cool because it just put that counter card, the
camouflage counter?
Camouflage counter to the card pool every time, and then it just said you always check 4s.
Yeah.
That was the whole deck. It said, if I check a 4, I'm going to pass my attacks. And I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I exploded game 1, and then I sided in Keiko's Aids and something else to help. Oh, the one that's... I don't remember what else I sided in.
Mm-hmm. But stuff to stem the aggression, right?
Yeah. I think just the Keiko slowed it down enough that I just was like, okay, you're not killing me on turn 2. I can win the game.
Yeah.
But so I won game 2 and 3.
Nice.
I think he almost killed me game 3. He checked 2 3s, and it was like, oh, if those were both 5s, I think I lost.
It's funny. Usually Devil Jin is the guy that's like, I need to check a 3 here so I can use the 1s per turn.
Yeah, but it was because there was 2 of them. He checked one of them and it was like, oh, okay, this is good. And he checked the second one after that. He failed the attack, and I said, okay.
That's all we need.
Yeah, that's all we needed.
Nice. And so then after that,
next,
it's round 7, right?
Next is round 7. Yeah. Hmm. So this is where I ran the gauntlet of people I know. So I fought Wub, who's my teammate. Mm-hmm. He's on Krista. We ended up playing the match out, but he already was in Worlds, so he was, I think, just going to give me the win regardless. Mm-hmm. But we just played it for fun. I ended up winning still, but it went to game 3. It was a good match. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing we do on TTS every day. We test all the time, so it's okay, whatever. But so that was a nice breaker round where I didn't have to really use my brain as much. So that was kind of nice. I got a little time stamp in the middle.
An extra lunch break.
Their friend Calvin, as well, who plays the Yu-Gi-Oh! Amajiki deck, as people call it. The I have an extra hand in my momentum, right?
The extra deck.
And I had to do weird stuff to beat him. I don't know why I decided to play so aggressively against him, but like I didn't flip my character. I just killed him on the front side both times on like turn 2.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I literally went like Syndicate, the 6 diff into like Tetra Terror, Echo It, Midst to kill him on turn like 2. And I said, I mean, I guess it works. But
yeah, don't let him.
And then he did it to me. Game 2, he was like, all right, I'll play this thing, manifest it on the second one. I'll manifest the first one in. I'll use my 3 diff. I'll play an Armor of the Wolf. I'll kill you in one shot. I said, nice.
And
I was like, okay.
Not a surprise
to
you.
Game 3, and I did the same thing. And I said, okay, well, this was a fast round. All my rounds only took like 25 minutes. I don't think I played for longer than 25 minutes. It's the kind of my thing to play taco truck decks when I go to big events, just because I don't want to sit there and play forever. It's gonna be the opposite for Worlds, but it was just like I just wanted to get that round over with because it was my friend again.
Yeah.
I found so many people I knew. I think it was 5 of the rounds I knew the person like well that I fought.
Yeah. I mean, this is what happens, right? You play this game so long, you're just bound to run into people.
Yeah, no, it happens all the time now. Yeah. Then my favorite round of the tournament was the 9th round. So back in Vegas at the beginning of last year, there was was it last year or the year before? I can't remember when. There was a Coda player that was on stream in like a top 8 match against Colby playing Tokiyami, I think. I don't remember what day he was playing against. But I was judging his tournament, and I was his stream judge. And I said, this is the coolest deck ever.
Nice.
Fast forward a year and a half, I fight him in the last round of this tournament as a Coda. I sit down as an X2 player and I said, okay, I'm fighting Mimic, or I'm fighting Godzilla, or I'm fighting Krista. Like, those are my 3 options. Then I look at the round the X2s. That's what everyone's playing, right? And I see him, and I'm like, are you still playing Coda? And then he reveals his character, and I'm like, dude, how are you X2? This is so cool. Sadly, Coda cannot kill a character in 1 turn ever. Yeah. So I built recoup times, and there was no shot for him to ever attack me and kill me ever.
Yeah.
I actually don't. I would probably win like 80 of 81 games against the deck is my guess. Yeah. Like looking at the list, like just that alone, I feel like I could. It's like a 100-0 matchup.
Yeah, because like he wants to play 1,000,000 5 damage moves. That's not going to break through a recoup in life game, right? Yeah,
if you have you have 2 recoup times, 1 immortal, and 1 thing that blows up for gate life. Like, you ignore 6 attacks for free every turn.
Yeah.
And if you ever attack him, he gets to block maybe 1 thing. Because he's not playing defense. He's tapping out to play his moves. So if he taps out to play his moves, he just explodes to 2 moves for your whole life.
Yeah. I joked with so when I started doing the videos, I had to look up some deck lists, and I saw this Coda was a winning in. And I messaged Justin like a week ago, like, did you know that? Holy shit, Coda was so close. And then, fast forward to this, I see that you played against him as the winning match. And I was like, it was cooked.
I was the destroyer of fun. I'm so sorry, everybody. I literally said, I'm like, man, if I had my invite already, I'd let you go into tops because this would be so cool to be in tops. But I didn't have it yet, so I was like, man.
I also joked to Justin that this is his fault because the butterfly wing flapping that made this event happen was you guys playing round 1 at Atlanta on the Ryukyu deck. And if that match goes differently, I like to think somehow, some way, this Coda gets into top 16 for this event.
He crushes me. I'm telling you, I lose that for sure. But if I won that first round at Atlanta, I would have topped that event.
Exactly.
So it would have been different. Maybe I would have won Atlanta. You never know.
Yeah. But unfortunately for Coda, his dreams are crushed. Actually, you know what? Maybe at Worlds. He's got 1 more event.
I mean, honestly, he has legs. That character's good.
Yeah, his streaks are crazy.
I hope he builds the life or good version instead of the chaos version.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it has way better card text on the cards.
Gotcha.
Personally, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I played Super Skullman for a while, so it's the same deck, but slightly better.
Yeah. But so that is the end of Swiss, right? Like
Yeah. So that was my last round. I knew I made tops then, which was hype. I was like, oh, I actually did this. Okay. Which was rough because I lost round 1 that day and I had to win out to make tops. Mm-hmm. I said, oh, this is going to be a rough day.
Yeah. But you made it.
I did clutch it out.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we, aside from the main event, did you get to play any side events on Saturday or?
I played in retro.
Nice.
I actually won the retro event with Wub. Me and Wub both are the only 2 people that went XO in that event, which is really funny because in testing online, he wanted to test his retro deck, and I said, well, I have a retro deck. I can play against you. And I'm the only person apparently that's ever lived through his kill turn on Devil Jin.
Oh, this is the second time you played against Devil Jin that day.
I didn't play against him in the rounds, so we didn't play actually in the retro event. But online testing, I'm the only person that's ever beat him by living through his kill turn and then backswinging him. Yeah. And I said, well, that's pretty nice. Okay, cool.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Yeah. So I just played that deck. I played Sophidia. For people that don't play retro, Sophidia says +2 or -2 speed for free on a move, and if it deals less than printed, I get to selectively commit one. And then whenever any attack is blocked, I get to selectively commit one by checking a 4. So you have Showdown on face if you half block something, pretty much.
Yeah.
If you half block a Showdown, it's commit 4.
It is pretty nuts.
I essentially played 17 attacks with 10 indiscriminate shocks in my deck, like 1.3 million volts. And I said, and like 6 reversals that I'll stun them. That was my deck. And I said, all right, I'll block, I'll reversal you, I'll hit you for like 10. I'll commit a bunch of your cards and your character. You
next
can't
turn,
do enough damage to kill me. I'll be like, all right, stun 7 you. Here you go.
Yep. It's for lethal.
Here's your move for your whole life. I'll play 3 of them.
Nice.
That was my whole deck. I played there's a card called Deep Freeze. If you've played against it, it's a Sub-Zero Ultra Rare from the deck. It says discard momentum, seal 3 of your opponent's cards, and it gets +1 to its stun rating. And then his indiscriminate shock says it gets 1 speed for every sealed card in your opponent's stage. So you would hit them with reversal, get the momentum, or your jolts earlier in the game, you would get momentum from those. And you would just be like, Deep Freeze, seal 3, Deep Freeze, seal 3. Here's my 1 Frost Hammer. It's got 10 speed or 11 speed and 100 damage.
Yeah. Like they're just dead.
That was the whole deck. That's all it did. And I just blocked people's moves. Everyone was like, why'd you try to kill me? I said, I don't want to. I will kill you eventually when I want to.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of cool to win that. Like, I played Sophidia a lot back in retro, but she was never good enough to play in an event. Like, she was just slightly worse than whatever else existed.
And this was like...
but now, with all the current ban lists and stuff, I was just like, well, everyone's playing retro for fun now, so I can play this one. It's good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
nice. And so we're kind of we had a good day Saturday, right? We made it into Top Cuts. We smashed retro, and we got like the last day of the event, right? Day 3, going into Top Cuts. Yeah.
So that night, I decided to go clubbing.
Nice.
Because I was like, no, I told my friends that I went with, I'm gonna go out one of the nights, and we were gonna go out Sunday night before we leave Monday morning.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, I'll go for a while. Why not? So I went till like 2 a.m., came back, got a little bit of sleep, like showered and stuff. I knew who I was playing. I already knew I was playing Ryan. And let me tell you something about this Hawks Ryan deck that I fought. I don't know how, but he is the luckiest human alive when it comes to me playing against that deck. I've never once seen him not draw perfect after. Okay. He got a little unlucky game 1 of our match. It didn't matter because I got even more unlucky. But he is like the luckiest drawer because he had triple of the deadlock guy the second I touched deadlock, game 1. I was like, oh yeah, dude, I guess I'll die to that.
Just like triple
one was in
focus
his
attack?
discard pile already. He had like 30 cards left in deck still. He just had triple. He like drew into 2 of them. He only had like 2 cards in hand when he passed. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay.
I'm dead. You got me.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I've been had. And so the reason I lost that game, though, I hit the 9 foundations perfect, and I drew 6 of gray off the top on the turn that I did it. Yes. And he only built 2 turn 1.
Really?
So, like, he built 2, I built 8. And I was like, well, I should win this game.
Yeah.
Then he, like, played a feather or something and then built 3, I think. And I drew 7 gray, and I said, okay. So then I built all of them, and then he had another turn. He built some, had the 2 cards left in hand, and I drew another 7 gray, and I said, all right, dude, I'm not winning this game. And then he drew the triple deadlock guys and killed me on turn, like, 4. The next game, I just couldn't get tempo, and I just exploded. I went first. I built a bunch. I poked him, built some more. And I never had a kill turn. Like, I never drew any of the cards that lost me life. So, and he never attacked me ever until he killed me in one shot. Yeah. So, I literally just sat there pretty much, and I'm like, well, I have 4 Myths of Despairs. What does that do for me? Nothing.
It gets a showdown out of his head. Probably.
It did every time. Yep. Yeah, no, that was the play. Tapped both my recoup times. It was so cool. So I just got. So I fought him. That he was my winning in at Atlanta as well with the Ryukyu deck. He's the reason I lost. I lost out making tops. Well, he was just the one who killed me in the tournament. I don't think it was the last round. It was like maybe the second to last one I lost to him. But even there, I checked like 13 attacks in a row or something against him. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Ever since I fought him, I've just gotten so unlucky against him. But he's also my friend. He's on the same team. It was really funny. That hotel room was literally Wub, Calvin, Ryan, Mitchell. If I beat Ryan in that, I eventually fought Mitchell in that tournament.
Yeah. So you would have played the whole room.
Made it through. I would have fought the whole room in a row almost.
Oh man, that would be crazy.
So I literally was like, I'm coming for the room, I guess. And then I got crushed. But it was disheartening to lose that way. I was kind of hoping like he played a really cool block turn, stopped me from killing him, and then I lost that way. Not like I didn't see a single orange card that mattered for 8-9 turns of our match. Yeah. But yeah, that's how my tournament ended. I did get to play a side event that day though. Nice. I joined the teams event for the belts, which is happening during top 16. I said, my 2 teammates, I said, hey, you have a round 1 loss, but if I lose, I'll be in it for the rest of the tournament. So you can sign up and I'll be your third. And I just grabbed someone, Scott, our other teammate. He handed me a Burt deck that I've never once seen half the cards. I don't think I've read some of them that were in my deck that I played.
It was a death one? Or?
It was death with a lot of fire tuned and like Fury cards from the past. Like it had like the stun grenades, and it had the 5 diff that if it combos with a Fury, it adds momentum.
Oh yeah,
and then like you can draw cards for momentum. That card didn't make sense to me in the deck, but it was cool. Like I won every round. I went undefeated in the teams event that I played in.
Hell yeah!
But, oh man, it was just crazy. I said okay.
It's good enough to win, so it's fine.
It was a Burt.
Yeah.
You can still just win because you're Burt. You play infinite attacks after you flip. Cool.
Yeah. That is the name of the game.
Yeah, I fought a Monoma in that tournament as Burt, and that was sick. That was actually the coolest thing. He became, well, actually I stopped him from becoming me. I actually sealed his character before he hit me with a move with Heroes Upbringing.
Yeah.
So he couldn't copy my character. It was so funny.
Oh man, we're losing Monoma. We're not going to ever have these like silly interactions.
I know. I love that guy. Yeah. I wish I had the cojones to play him a little bit. Maybe I'll build him for Worlds if I qualify.
Yeah, for the
just play Monoma. I'm actually Krista. I'm gonna put all the wall counter cards in my deck.
Holy shit, that'd be sick.
And I'll put all the discard stuff.
You'd be the casino deck.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
That'd be so fun.
So we're running a little bit low on time, so I kind of want to get like final thoughts on the event. So this is like a not just the event, but sort of like your whole universe's experience. Where I want to ask you, you've gone to a ton of these events over the years, and I just kind of want to know what keeps you coming back.
So I got to be honest. Recently, I've not had as much fun with the game. Hoping Critical Role and like the IPs I enjoy are gonna help out because I don't like Attack on Titan as an IP really. But I think what really brings me back is just like the joy of watching other people play the game. Like when you go to these events, I'm not even looking at top tables ever. I never really walk around to find out what my opponents are playing. I really don't care. I am just looking around at like towards the bottom tables to see what fun decks are being played and people having fun with it. Because the game is not inherently designed to be a competitive game if you look at it. Like it having 3 meta decks that could win at the time for that Nationals or 3 or 4. I didn't see any other deck winning. I'm like, this is either going to be Krista, Mimic, Ymir, or Bert. Nothing else is going to win this event or any of the other Nationals. Guess what? Won all of them.
Yeah.
But like that was just the format. We knew it like 3 weeks ago. Me, Travis, like we were all looking at stuff and Mitchell, like we knew what the meta was. So like going up to it, I had no want to play the game because I already knew those 4 matchups and I didn't have to play it all. So it's. I think the issue is that somewhere in the game it's lost like its uniqueness a little bit in deck building. That's the only thing that's struggling for me right now. But because like I only care about building decks that are cool and playing them.
Yeah.
I just like having fun doing that. I don't really care about winning events anymore. I've already done it. And the main thing keeping me is I'm really excited to play my own character card. Like I wanted it for now 6 years. I've been waiting for it, and I just want to play myself in the game. That's the reason why I started playing it originally. I mean, I was playing Magic and stuff way back when, and I stopped playing those to play this game to win myself and play myself in the game.
Yeah. Get your face on the cardboard.
I'm really looking forward to that. So I've pretty much just been waiting for that. And then I'll play myself until either if the game goes in a good direction, I'll keep playing it. If it goes in the same direction, there's a chance I don't. But I don't know. But I just enjoy playing the game as like for fun thing right now. That's why my world deck is a fun deck. I said, I'm done trying. I don't care. I'm playing this deck. That's cool. And it's strong. Don't get me wrong. Like the deck's really good, but it's not normal.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is definitely a cool one. And I'm excited to see what it does next week, I guess, right? We're closing in on that. But awesome. Yeah.
From today.
So unless you have any final thoughts you really want to get in, sort of start wrapping up with the shout outs that we usually do at the end of these.
Yeah, I could use some shout outs. I don't really have any like main topics to talk about or anything.
Oh no, you're
I'm sure I'll be on the rest of them.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, of course. We just gotta plan those.
Yeah. And we need to plan it slightly better.
Yes. It is a little bit late for this one, but we powered through. This is good.
Yeah, we got there.
Yeah.
Shout outs. I want to shout out Mason, my brother. I mean, I wouldn't be playing this game if it wasn't for him. I built a Proto Man 1 deck, I think, out of his cards one time, and then someone showed me Pharaoh Man, and I went back to his cards, and I built up a Pharaoh Man deck, and that's all I played for a while, and then I actually fell in love with the game then. Me and Barrett started at the same time. We tested with each other all the time. I guess I can shout out Travis a little bit. So Travis was my first prodigy that I trained the beginning of, and it's really cool to see he's become like the best player in the game. Like I don't think there's a doubt in my mind that he's in the top 3.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see that. Nate squeaking into Worlds somehow with his
little
kid baby. Luck that he gained from me, I guess, when I lost it. It's really cool to see that. Me and my buddy Byron, I play cards with him all the time. Sometimes he can be annoying because I have to build off his decks, but it's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, just shout out the team too. I mean, it's cool to see everyone come together. Like those pictures, that was so awesome.
Yes, those pictures were amazing.
And we'll put you in it too. Don't worry. Yes. We got your little picture on the phone.
Yeah, that stuff was so great. Even being at home watching it come out, I was like, "This is the best," you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was awesome. I'm gonna give the quick shout outs for the YouTube channel, right? Like everyone watching, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the official website we got. We'll link it in the description. Yeah, this was great, and I look forward to doing another one of these with you, maybe, after Worlds. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Say our goodbyes to everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.